Is Onali, and I'm the founder of the Trauma Release and Wellness Center. Along with that, I am an addiction and trauma therapist. I've been a therapist for the last 6 years, and my journey into recovery and therapy has led me to specialize specifically about addiction and trauma. And what I think is that today, considering all the coronavirus epidemic that's happening in Karachi, it is very important for us to understand how our body reacts with trauma. Okay. Stephen Porges, who's the founder and who's the creator of the polyvagal theory, and everyone has heard about this as well. Your body goes into survival mode and reacts in three ways: fight, flight, and freeze. All of us who are going through coronavirus right now are in one of these three modes. When you're at home, there are only three options which you're going to go into. You're either going to go into flight, you're either going to go into fight, or you're either going to go into freeze. Okay, it is very important for us to understand that all three of these things have energies that are required to go into them. All right, and in order for us to heal or come out of this coronavirus epidemic, we have to understand which mode we're going into and how to get out of it in the most effective way possible. So, for example, people who go into flight, that would mean that they would avoid conversations, avoid conflict, they would avoid having the difficult conversation. All of that is sort of like the energy that you would require is to be productive. That is the counter energy to flight. So setting goals will help you release that energy of flight. When it comes to fight, that has a very charged up and aggressive energy to it. You wanna prove the answer. You wanna prove what needs to be said, or you wanna even fight for your point. All of these survival mechanisms are very important to have. It's a very human biological energy to have. So when it comes to aggressive energy, it's very important to go into mindfulness, meditation, to relax, to balance that energy out. You need like to balance that yang and yin energy out. You need that yang. So the mindfulness, yoga, meditation, body practices are important in order to work through the survival energy of fight. Then finally it comes into disassociation, which is the most common and the most prevalent form of survival that is out there in Pakistan, because of the collectivistic environment and the collectivistic culture that we live in. We can't fight sometimes, we can't flight sometimes when it comes to our families. So one of the things that we do is we disassociate. Netflix, scrolling through YouTube, having unlimited amount of scroll time or screen time, that's a form of disassociation. We just want to tune out. One of the strongest energies of amongst the three is definitely the energy of disassociating, and the energy that counters this particular energy is about being grounded. Okay. Disassociation and groundedness comes from the same place. They come, according to the polyvagal theory, they come from the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the automatic nervous system. So, for example, they seem familiar. That means that you have to be really aware of what grounded feels like. So you have to really, one of the best things to do in order to feel grounded is to recognize when the release has taken place or when the shift in your body has taken place. One of the best ways to do is that you will fluctuate from all three of these survival mechanisms. There will be times when you'll be disassociating, there will be times you'll be in flight, and there will be times when you'll be in fight. When you would release the energy of flight or fight in a productive way, the suggestions that I've made right now, you will recognize the difference in your body. You will recognize the release of energy in your body in a healthy manner. That release is grounded. That means you've actively done something that is going to have an effect on your life and make you grow as a person. When you're growing and when you're alive as a person, you're not disassociated. And you're not in that state of, this complete freeze. That is why it is very important that it's particularly in these times, as you're building your awareness, as you're building your understanding of yourself, as you have this time, do not fall into the trap of disassociation. Because it is a huge part of our natural biological survival mechanism. I would encourage you to sort of like become aware of which ones are your go-tos, and also follow up on what you need to do in order to actually come out of those survival mechanisms. Hope you all the best. Take care of yourself. Wish you luck.